Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this earring and this earring are the exact same earring with the exact same measurements and the exact same pattern. But as you can see, the appearance is vastly different. Well, not really that vast, but you can see a difference. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make each of these earrings. I'm going to be showing you the difference between this earring and this earring. Why do you make one earring and it looks bolder? And what makes an earring a bit smaller? So in this tutorial, you'll be learning not just how to make spiral earrings, which is fun, which is cool, but you'll be learning how to maybe enlarge a pattern that you already have or make it smaller. Maybe you have a pattern you want to do, but it's too big overall. How do you make it a bit smaller? That is the intricate tutorial that I'll also be showing you in this video. So lock in, tap in, we're about to make earrings, we're about to make magic, we're about to crochet beautiful designs. These are the materials that will be needed. First of all, you need your jewelry plier, scissors, a 2.5 mm hook, a 3.5 mm hook. This is for either of the earrings, right? Earring hooks, stoppers. I don't know if you can see them very well. Let me put them in my hand. Stoppers, a ball of yarn. You don't need two balls of yarn, but then a ball of yarn. I just got different colors because remember, in this tutorial, I'm making two earrings. So a ball of yarn of your choice. Let's get into the video. Let's begin our first earring. So we have a ball of lilac yarn. We're going to pull in from the middle as well. I'm using yaya yarn, which is 2-ply, so I'm going to be doubling my strands. And then we're going to begin with a simple chain. We're going to chain 25 chains. So we're going to make 25 chains, including our first chain. So then we're going to make 24 chains after our first chain. It's not that hard. Why am I making it complicated? Chain 25. That's the first step for making this earring. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 25. Now you've reached your 25th chain. You're going to hold on to that chain. Maybe if you have a stitch marker or something, I just like to hold on to it, and then you make a chain 3 like so. 1, 2, 3. Then into your 25th chain you make a double crochet, 1, and in that same chain make 3 more double crochets. So you go 1 and 2 and 3. So it's a total of 4 double crochets with the chain 3. So now in each of the 25 chains, what you're going to make is 5 double crochets. So in every chain, you're going to make 5 double crochets, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you move to the next chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to just be doing the same thing, making 5 DCs into every chain until we get to the very last row. Like I said, this is a very simple earring tutorial. After doing that, this is what I have. So I'm just going to chain 1 to fasten my hook and then snip it off with my scissors. So it doesn't look like the earrings that we are supposed to do. It doesn't look like anything right now, but what you're going to do is that you're just going to spin the end around all the yarn or around all the stitches you've already made so that it can give a spiral effect. This is why it's called the spiral earrings. You can determine however long or however thick you want the earrings to be by the way you spin them. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Oh my god, I'm not even a serious person. I would prefer a fuller look, so let's do that. Let's walk in and do that. Alright, this is perfect for me. Then what I'm going to do is that this ends, there's a lot of ends that is left, right? Just going to attach it to the closest hook. So see, there's an end here. I'm just going to attach it to the closest DC stitch so that it stops to hang. I just found out that I have not been recording and I just finished the earrings and it has not been recording. Let me just get through to all the steps that I used because we will still redo it in the smaller earring, right? But let me just try to explain it with my mouth what I did. So I slip stitched the loose end here to the nearest DC so it will look neat as it does right here. And then there was another end that was coming from the chain, so I slip stitch it into the spiral. So I was just looking for the holes in the spiral and dragging it down. Then when I got to a place I was comfortable with, I also cut off the yarn. Then I attached my earring hook to the last chain. Well, this is a chain, we chain 25, remember? But this is kind of our foundation chain where we now, this is our foundation chain, and this is also the chain that we ended on with our 5 double crochets. So I just attached my earring hook to that last place, and that's how we got our spiral earring. So let's run it back again and make a smaller size. Why I do smaller size in air quotes is because it's not necessarily a smaller size. The only difference is in the hook size and the ply of the yarn that I use, which you will see very soon. I'm going to clear my table. All I'm going to do is to get different colored yarn so that you can know the difference. And now I'm not going to be doubling my yarn. I'm going to be using my 2-ply yarn as is and my 2.5 millimeter hook. I'm going to do the exact same thing by chaining 25 again. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we have 25 chains on our, now we have 25 chains. What we're going to do, just as we did in the first one, you're going to hold that 25th chain, chain 3, and then DC 4 into your 25th chain. Now, just like the first one, we're going to do 5 double crochets into every single stitch until we get to the end of the row. So I'll meet you there so we can run over the finishing touches once again. Once again, it doesn't look like much, so we're going to spin from the bottom. Just spin it into shape. Now we spun it and it looks beautiful. We're going to chain 1 at the end. Oh, I think I've already done that, but if you've not, just chain 1 at the end and cut your yarn. You can use scissors, whatever. You're going to have a tail over here, and that tail, you just, as you're spinning, obviously is a place that you're going to end up your last stitch. So the one that is directly under it, you're just going to put your hook through and you're going to slip stitch. Just going to, there you go. Then you're going to just weave in your ends. Beautiful, beautiful. Great to cut your yarn. This is my tail from the first chain. So what I did was to just hide it. You just hide it inside the spiral as you're going down. just be hiding. So where you're comfortable, knowing that it's not going to peek through anymore, and you cut it because it's already fastened. It's already a chain. All right, weaving some things there, but nothing a little spinning can solve. Okay, let me stop touching it. Now, funny enough, the spinning is the trickiest part. Now we have our earring. So how do we attach the hook? Just like we did on this one. Let's get our plier and our earring hook. You're just going to ply it open. Take hold of this and ply it open. See that? Exactly. Then you're going to look for the chain you started with. The one where the last 5 double crochets was put into. That is where you put your hook. See that? So it can be at the middle of the earring. Then you're just going to close your hook. Yeah, that's beautiful. And you have your 2 earrings. Remember, we chained 25 in the both. They are the exact same measurements and everything, but you can see the difference in their width and also in their weight. And that wasn't as hard as it seemed, was it? Very easy earring tutorial. You can do it in 30 minutes. You can do it in an hour, depending on how slow of a crocheter that you are. But this is a very beginner friendly tutorial. Now, there's also a very important lesson to learn, as we have learned today. And that lesson is that the hook size I use really makes a difference. And the yarn size I use as well really makes a difference in how your project comes out. A lot of people can complain and say, wow, I followed your tutorial, but it didn't come out exactly the way I thought it was going to come out. It was too big or it was too small. Now you see that the difference might just be that you're not paying attention to the yarn size that I use, to the hook size that I use. So these are very particular things that can really make a difference in the measurements that you bring out. So in case you want something to be smaller than the pattern that you're seeing, you can always reduce the yarn size and the hook size. And if you're using a smaller yarn size, you know it has to do a bigger measurement because it's going to come as well. Do you get what I tried to show you in this tutorial? I really hope that you did, because that's a very important thing to learn. So I hope you like your new earrings, and I hope you have learned something very valuable beyond the earrings from this tutorial. I can't wait to see you next week. Next week we'll be back with another earring tutorial. Trust me, I will not stop until your ears and your jewelry boxes are adorned with color, life, and beautiful crochet pieces. I'll see you next week.